Yeah, I am new. I just hit my first year in New York in December. My 1 year anniversary. I love it here. Everyone's just like, oh, you're gonna be so miserable. I've absolutely loved it here. But one thing that gets on my nerves is that New Yorkers complain about shit a lot, especially shit that you should be grateful for. Like everybody hears it everywhere. Everyone's like, dating in New York is so hard. It's like, dating in New York is so hard. Which sounds real dumb to me because I moved from Detroit because I literally ran out of guys to date on Tinder. Like I opened up Tinder, it flashed red and white and said, maybe you should move to a coast, so I'm here. But even with the abundance of potential partners all around us, y'all are the laziest daters in the entire world. You're like, oh, I live in the East Village. I'm not gonna date someone who lives in Harlem. Oh, I live in Brooklyn. I'm not gonna date someone who lives in the other side of Brooklyn. Which is absurd because back in Detroit, I regularly crossed international borders to Canada for dick. Like I got in my car, drove to the border, paid a toll, got questioned by a border guard who was like, why are you in this country? And I said, I'm here to tap your finest maple trees. Then I'd have my fun, and then on the way back, the border guard would ask me, well, did you bring anything back with you? And I'd say, I sure hope not. Let me get some of that free healthcare before I go. Like, they would make so much money with a free clinic right on the Canada side. But I think all of their clinics are free clinics. That's the point of the joke. Yeah, but I am here now, and I do like living in New York. I have a lot of construction outside my apartment that's real annoying. And like every morning I wake up and I see these like construction workers angrily drilling. I don't know what they're drilling. They've been drilling since May. I don't know what they're building. But they do it every morning. And like I would walk to the shower naked and first time I saw them I was just like, oh no. And I like covered myself up. I was like, no, I don't want you to see me. But then after a while I was just like, fuck it, I pay this expensive ass rent. I'm just gonna be naked in my apartment and live my truth, okay? And I just gamed out the scenarios. I'm like, if they don't like what they see, then they can leave. And then I can finally sleep in for the first time in a year. But if they do like what they see, there's a very quick and efficient path around into my bedroom. So, and that comes with the added benefit of getting started on my gay EGOT, which, if you're not familiar, a gay EGOT is having sex with 5 men, each who looks like a different member of the Village People. So, I'd be 20% of my way there. But I've had a good past couple of years. I've lost about 100 pounds over the past 4 years. And to lose weight, I think I had to figure out how I got that way in the first place. And by round of applause, who is familiar with the Book It program from the 90s? So if you aren't, you definitely are. It was a partnership between Pizza Hut and elementary schools. Told you so. Where you get gift certificates for reading books. So what this program implicitly told America's youth is if you sit in one place for a long period of time and do not move, you should be rewarded with pizza. And that's a reward system that I've been on to this very day. Like, I have not stopped. But now I go to the gym all the time, so I have really unrelatable jokes about abs, so here we go. My least favorite thing is, like, when you're in the gym and you're, like, doing crunches, you're doing all the ab workouts, you're doing the thing where you're holding the thing and this does something, and then you got the ropes and you're going down like this. It looks like you're blowing a guy. It's great. But then you go home and you look in the mirror and it's just like you still don't have like even half an ab. And I feel like it would be fair, like if you work your core really hard for 45 minutes, you should get a six-pack for 5, just long enough to take a good picture for the gram. I think we would all be happier, we would all work out more if that were a thing. I am submitting that product revision to God when he decides to start over. So the next humans will have a better shot than we will. But I do like living in New York because I don't have to drive a lot to do shows. Back in Michigan, I would have to drive like really far to shows, and I'd open up my phone once I got to a show, and I'd see all these dick pics I collected along the way on Grindr. Just like these travelers who joined the journey. Like a little sidebar, like, yes, I do use Grindr because, duh, it's gay law. And it annoys me how all my straight friends are like, oh, it's so easy for you. This guy's ever, you see how close or far away they are. It's just like, first of all, no matter how close or far away they are all very emotionally distant. So, like, dating men is like, what if the male gaze gazed into itself? Like, that's what you have to deal with. Like, every guy on Grindr acts like a contestant on Survivor. They're like, I'm not here to make friends. But like, I get to these shows and I open my phone and I see all these dick pics on my phone that I did not ask for. Like, there'd be so many dick pics on my phone that I did not ask for that I could build a giant dick pic I did not ask for, composed of smaller dick pics that I did not ask for. But I don't delete them. Not crazy. I treat unsolicited dick pics like people in red states treat Obamacare. I didn't ask for it, but you better not take it away from me. This is not a set, this is just a rally for healthcare. That's really all this is. Oh, man. But I did run into something here that I did not expect living in New York and moving here. I love the NYPD. Yeah, I love the NYPD. It happened on Halloween. This is when I fell in love with them. On Halloween, I got a ticket for jumping a turnstile. I was late to work and the card wasn't working. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna walk through that door. So technically I didn't even jump anything. It's a misnomer. Second, just went through a door and was the last one through and they jumped me. By the way, at this time it was Halloween, so I was dressed like Sora from Kingdom Hearts, if you're familiar, with my giant Keyblade. So I'm sitting there getting this ticket, I'm so pissed, and they write it, they give it to me, I like get home after work, I throw it in the corner, I don't look at it for a week because I'm that pissed. I open it up a week later, and as soon as I read it, I was so happy because this police officer thought that I was 5'11", and 180 pounds. So he thought I was both a socially acceptable height and my goal weight, which is a very quick way. Also shows that the police have horrible judgment and observational skills. But a girl's got to take a compliment where she can, you know? That's what I got to do. My name is Justin. I feel like that's just, and it's just a name. It's a boring name. Most Justins are shit. I agree. I know that's what you're all thinking. That's what I'm thinking when I meet a Justin. But I was at a bar in Detroit closing out my tab one night. I was there for my friend's birthday. And the bartender just asked me, oh, what's your name? And I said, my name is Justin. And as I'm filling out the receipt, he remarks to me, he says, you know, you're the first black Justin I've ever met. And that's like a real weird thing to say to somebody. But I grew up in the suburbs, so I'm used to hearing dumb shit like that. Like one time I was in line for the bus in elementary school, and a kid asked me why this side of my hand is white. And this side of my hand is black. And I said all the single ladies. And he said, what? And I said, you'll get it in 2008. But I was closing out my tab, and this bartender, this other dude jumps in the conversation. It's like, what are you guys talking about? And this bartender's like, oh, this is the first black Justin I've ever met. And this other dude who sits down, he thinks for a second, he's just like, you know what? Me too. And now I'm starting to get worried, like these two went some weird racist summer camp where they had to go on a scavenger hunt. Like they had to find an Asian Kathy and a racially ambiguous Kyle. And somehow Black Justin's the most dangerous game of all. It's ridiculous. But I'll finish up on this. I spoke a lot about dick pics today. Want to let you know that they are evolving. Dick pics are evolving. We're all familiar with the standard dick pic. It's a picture of a dick next to a GameCube controller for scale. You've all seen that one. But there's a new kind of dick pic, and I get it exclusively from the white gaze. And it's not a picture of their dick. It's a picture of them sucking a different black guy's dick. I know, you might think that's strange, but like, think about it for another second. You know how you tailor a cover letter to the job you're applying to? Like, I just assume these white boys have a color swatch of dicks on their phone, so they're ready for every occasion. Thank you, I've been Justin Covington.